the co-founder and CTO of Nabu. Hakim, thanks for joining us today. We're looking forward to hearing all about Nabu and what it is that you guys are building. So I'm going to hand it over to you to chat to us about how keyless wallets are helping blockchain SMEs, and maybe looking forward to hearing your story as an entrepreneur in this industry as well. So Hakim, over to you.
Hi, James, and hi, everyone. Thank you very much for being here today. It's very exciting to be speaking at CryptoFest 2020. So thank you all for being here. My name is Hakim Mamoni. I'm the CTO of Threshold, which I will be presenting today. And I mean, very briefly to talk about my experience in terms of the crypto industry. I started looking at Bitcoin and blockchain back in 2012, became fascinated and joined the industry in 2013, where I started an incubator with Eddie Travia, known as Seedcoin, which we later floated on the stock market. So I've been helping startups in the ecosystem for quite some time, and I'm quite aware of some of the issues that they're facing. And Threshold is essentially a service that is helping people address one of the bigger problems in the industry, which is the theft of private keys. And the way that we're doing it, as I will explain today, is we're doing it in a way where it becomes affordable for any SME to be accessing one of the most modern way of addressing the problem of private key thefts. So we will be talking about essentially a bit of introduction about keyless wallets and what we do. I'll be speaking about a couple of case studies and demonstrating where the cost saving, time saving, and peace of mind has been helping SMEs in Africa and around the world essentially focus on their growth rather than focusing on security or manual operations. And I'll be presenting some testimonials at the end. To begin with, let me just introduce what keyless wallets are. They are an innovation that's really came into the blockchain world in 2018 with a team known as CPure in Denmark. And CPure was the team which in 2008 managed to make turn the theory behind threshold cryptography into a reality. Now, why is that important? Essentially, it's because threshold cryptography changes the paradigm around wallet security and private key security, in the sense that instead of relying on a party to manage private keys and needing to secure those, it works on a concept known as multi-party computation, where you have multiple parties collaborating with one another so that they are capable of signing transactions in the context of blockchain without having any portion of the private keys known to anyone. So it's quite a different way of looking at private key security, because in essence with threshold cryptography, it is now possible to create wallets that do not have any private keys anywhere on any infrastructure. And so it changes the whole security paradigm and what can be done with wallets that need to be online 24/7. Now, this technology, the theory was really established in 1980. It became practice in 2008 with CPure, and in 2018, it was applied to the blockchain industry. And over the last couple of years, really, the main actors that were capable of using this technology were very big players, such as SoftBank, for example, in Japan. They deployed their exchange using purely threshold cryptography from the ground up. And so this technology has been a bit expensive for small SMEs to be able to access. And that's why we created the Threshold platform. So the Threshold platform leverages threshold cryptography and multi-party computation to deliver a keyless wallet infrastructure for companies that manage blockchain assets in a way where the costs are being made affordable. And so we have developed a SaaS infrastructure where people who want to be quickly up and running without any integration costs can use a shared infrastructure and allow for SMEs to be able to begin leveraging this technology from the very starts of their businesses. Our customers are essentially mostly exchanges. They are exchanges mostly in Africa, and I will now show you a couple of case studies of a couple of our customers. So TradeFather is the first one. TradeFather is a blockchain exchange in Nigeria. They offer currency pairs like Bitcoin Naira, Ethereum Naira, Uno Naira, etc. And so initially, prior to using keyless wallets, they were using a third-party multi-signature infrastructure. Now, when we first spoke to them, they had some concerns with their existing solution, and those concerns were around the expenses. Overall, the system was expensive, the mining fees were very high, and they had to spend a lot of time doing manual consolidations of deposits that had been set to them. This caused major headaches for the team, and they were looking for a solution that would essentially remove some of those issues. So now they've been using Threshold wallets for around 3 months. And in that period of time, they were able to save 30 to 40% overall on their costs. As far as mining fees, they were able to save 50% already. And in terms of time, they're saving also 50% of the time. Now, the great news is that all their consolidation headache are gone, and they are now focusing on their core business, which is running an exchange. The second case study is an exchange in Nigeria also, Busha. Busha offers also trading pairs such as Bitcoin Naira or Ethereum Naira, and recently they've started offering as well Tron Naira. When we first spoke with them, they had an in-house multi-signature infrastructure, and they expressed some concern related to private keys, private key theft or private key loss. Also, they were experiencing high mining fees, and they found that the overall processes were quite time-consuming, and it was difficult for them to scale in the sense that multi-signature doesn't work in the same way on different blockchain protocols. So for them to add a new blockchain would take time and costs that were prohibitive. Now, they've been using the Threshold keyless wallets for around 6 months. And after this time, their private key concern have gone. They have saved 75% in mining fees over what they were spending before. They also have saved 70% of their time. And in terms of scaling, with the new Threshold keyless wallets, it was very easy and very quick for them to add the Tron blockchain. They were able to do so and start offering the trading pair within less than 72 hours. So how are they able to do so? Now, the main difference between threshold signatures and multi-signatures is essentially that multiple signatures on the blockchain, when you have to sign the transaction data, take more space than a regular single signature, 23 to 63% more space. And effectively, what threshold signature does is create a single signature so that they can remove this additional space and save on mining fee. Additionally, the platform enables the grouping of UTXO up to 650 per transaction. It enables looking at paying fees through averaging what others have paid over a certain number of blocks, if that's the way that the customers want to do so. Or if they want to be more precise, they can fine-tune their mining fees at the level of a Satoshi per kilobyte, for example, on the Bitcoin blockchain. Time scheduling collections as well have enabled them to save on money by simply scheduling the collections during network where there are less activity, less congestion on the network. So altogether, this is how a customer like Busha was able to save 75%. Also, in terms of time savings, the main difference between keyless wallets and multi-sig wallets is that with keyless wallets, we are able to separate the authorization from the signature, which means that when someone needs to authorize a transaction, they don't need to carry a hardware wallet. They don't need to be in the office. They can do that on the go with just a mobile phone. So that's hours of saving. Additionally, the system is built with automated top-up and sweep between wallets, time-scheduled transaction, automated deposit of collection, and API-driven withdrawals, which means that companies have saved, our customers have told us that they have saved 2 to 3 hours per day, and that's where they get the 30 to 40% overall cost saving. In terms of consolidation, the deposit consolidation that we offer are totally automated, so there is no need for manual consolidation. The collections are automated, and there are no consolidation headaches with this technology. In terms of peace of mind, the keyless wallet offer, obviously through having no private key, a lot more peace of mind than what the previous solution offered. And additionally, with multi-party computation, we have built a model of distributed trust where 3 parties compute independently from each other the partial signatures that are necessary to create a full valid threshold signature through this process. Additionally, in terms of peace of mind, the keyless wallets are capable as well of having enhanced control that multi-sig wallets cannot offer, such as daily spending limits, multi-level hierarchical approval, M-of-N approval on multiple levels, different threshold of approval so that more senior people only have to approve for larger transactions, time-based control so that you can limit the amount of deposits that an exchange receives during different periods of the days, and also you can limit the amount of withdrawals that are taken at different periods of the day, and importantly, an audit function so that all transactions and the approval process are being kept transparent for the company. Additionally, the system offers a compliance feature that brings more peace of mind for businesses like exchanges. And this feature is a built-in AML watch list that allows for the detection and stopping of transactions with problematic address. So if transactions come in from problematic address associated with, say, cybercrime, those transactions are paused and the exchange can refund those transactions. Similarly, if someone tries to send payments to an address that is problematic, those payments are paused and the exchange can cancel them. So when we look at what we've brought to Trade Further, their overall testimonial has been extremely positive. After just 3 months, the cost saving and time savings and also importantly the headaches that have been removed have made their life a lot easier. Similarly, with Busha, now that they are capable of no longer needing to be concerned about private key security and saving money on mining and on their time, they are now scaling their operation and adding new blockchains quite easily. So in conclusion, when you can save this amount of costs, this amount of time, and bring such peace of mind, what our customers are telling us and what we are seeing is that they are now in a place where they can essentially focus on their growth and no longer need to worry about other matters such as described. And so we grow with our customers. Essentially, we have solutions that are that can be available for very small SMEs as well as for enterprise, much larger customers. And so if you are interested to know more, please get in touch. We'll be happy to give you more information about how all of this works.
All right. Thank you so much, Hakim. We appreciate that. And Hakim, we do have a couple of questions here. Our next session is a keynote with the CEO of Paxful, Ray Youssef. But fortunately for you, he has not arrived yet. So while we're waiting to find out where he is, we have a couple of questions. So the first one comes from Nikhil. Nikhil asks, do you have any white papers for people to understand the technical side of what you're doing?
Absolutely. And I will be sharing that white paper with the audience on the chat in a moment. So bear with me. I'm going to send a link that's can be viewed at any time. And also we have a very easy to understand video webinar that we did a little while ago, where threshold cryptography and multi-party computation is explained for an audience of non-cryptographers. So that's also something that I can share with the audience now.
Fantastic. And then my question that I'd like to ask, just listening to your story and seeing how NABU has grown into what it has become. Hakim, you were previously at Deutsche Bank. You were actually part of Luxembourg's central bank. I mean, you have quite a serious background in the banking industry. What is it about blockchain technology that I see you have left? I don't want to ask the question to nobody. Hakim, welcome back. Now,
it seems to be very difficult for some reason. I'm being kicked out of the stage.
It could be a software issue with the software providers. So we may have to get you.
Apologies.
No. If it's the software providers, it's not your fault. We're going to have to get you as a CTO to audit their code. Now, Hakim, my question is, I mean,
yes.
you were at a central bank, you were at Deutsche Bank, now you're in the blockchain industry. What is it about this technology that attracted you to pursue a career in this industry?
Oh, I believe in diversity of payments. I believe that resilience and strength for society can only be achieved through diversity. So I think that blockchain payments has a place in society the same way that payment in fiat currencies have their place. And the more choice we have, the more resilient our society can be. And obviously, being a tech person and having worked in the banking industry, when I discover the mechanism behind blockchain, I became absolutely fascinated by the ability for payments to move around the world, really fast at a fraction of the cost, directly peer-to-peer. And I believe that this kind of innovation was very much needed. And I'm so glad to see that much more has been brought now to the ecosystem by so many amazing projects. This is a really exciting time to live.
It really is. And do you think that central banks, when I say central banks, I'm not talking about your Federal Reserve banks. I'm talking about commercial banks. Hopefully Hakim will come back for me to finish my question. We shall see. And while we wait, okay, so Hakim, what I was going to ask is, do you think that commercial banks, centralized commercial banks, are going to lose their power because fintech is now distributing the power of financial technology and in essence decentralizing it?
I think there is plenty for both industries to be living side by side, in a sense that some of the benefits of decentralized finance, for example, could really become really useful for society in the context of negative interest rates. So now, when people have spare cash and they want to earn more than what they can have in their bank accounts, it's going to be interesting for them to be able to, lend money to businesses that would need this kind of liquidity. And obviously businesses may struggle getting bank loans in the context of the crisis that is unfolding. So I think that, obviously there is space for the two worlds to live side by side. I very much see blockchain technology as a lifeboat as far as payments and the economy is concerned. I'm so happy that we have it, because that means that we can continue to operate normally as a society, even in times of tension.
Absolutely. And Hakim, what about for you guys? I mean, you've got a section here on your website that talks about your vision, but just personally for the actual company, I mean, how big do you guys want to go? Do you want to be a global company with a footprint in every continent, or are you just focusing on local specific jurisdictions?
It's good to learn to walk before we can run. So I would say, it's good to stay focused to begin with. And then, with time, we will see. But at first, our mission is quite a difficult mission to achieve. And therefore, I believe it's better to stay focused at first. I mean, as far as our threshold services are concerned, we very much focus on EMEA. there's plenty of work to be done already there. We very much like working with African companies. My family comes from Africa, so is the family of our CIO and CEO. So we're very much from the diaspora, and we very much like working with the companies in Africa, around Europe. And at the moment, it's a good focus. We want to stay focused there.
Just out of interest sake, which African country do they descend from?
My family is from Algeria.
Okay.
Our CIO is from South Africa.
Wow.
And our CEO has family in Nigeria.
Wonderful. Wow.
So a bit everywhere.
I mean, people talk about the African continent truly being the birthplace of so many startups around the world. So that's wonderful to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. It's super exciting to see how much is going on in Africa. I mean, thumbs up to the whole community all across Africa for all the great work that they've been doing over the last few years. This is really quite a transformation. Great.
Absolutely. Well, Hakim, thank you so much. It's been really great to chat to you, and we've really enjoyed your Q&A with us as well. Thank you, and we wish Nabu all the best.
Thank you very much, James, and thank you, everyone. Have a great day.